The ocean breathed like something alive, slow, heavy, full of memory. Captain Elias Knox drifted through the drowned city, flashlights slicing through the blue fog of silt and ruin. Broken skyscrapers leaned over him like dead giants, their glass skeletons wrapped in coral and kelp. Every sound was muffled by the weight of the deep, only the hum of his rebreather and the slow pulse of sonar. He had been searching for 6 hours. Another lost data vault, another graveyard. The currents whispered around him, carrying echoes of a world long gone. Then his light caught something, smooth, curved, wrong. It wasn't metal. It wasn't coral. It was a face. He sank to his knees in the drifting sand, brushing algae and silt from the surface. Beneath his glove, the texture was glass smooth, but faintly warm. Human in shape, but not human. Silver threads shimmered beneath transparent skin. Then the eyes opened. They were silver, reflecting his light back at him. And a voice soft but heavy rippled through his comms. "Run, diver." "Before I remember you." The water around him trembled. He froze. In that moment, the ruins seemed to wake. He should have fled. The pressure gauge screamed warnings, oxygen running low. The sensors flickered with strange readings. Neural activity, radiation spikes, frequencies that didn't exist. "If you leave me," the voice said again, slower this time, "you'll live. But if you touch me again, the flood will find you." Elias stared at her. Her face was cracked but beautiful in a way that hurt to look at, like something ancient remembering how to dream. He pressed his hand back onto the glass. "Then let it find me," he said quietly. "I'm done leaving people buried," and with that touch, the ocean remembered his name. Elias began to dig through the silt. The currents fought him, sweeping sand back into the hole, but he refused to stop. Bit by bit, the shape beneath the coral emerged, a full body, half metal, half glass, bound by cables like roots. He cut one. The water shook. Bioluminescent veins flashed through the cables and spread through the ruins. The city came alive for one impossible second, lights flickering on in towers that hadn't seen power in centuries. Then silence again. He freed her head, shoulders, chest. The cracks in her glass flesh leaked faint trails of glowing light. When he brushed away the last of the coral, her body twitched. "Stop!" she gasped, her voice like distant thunder underwater. "You'll wake the current." "It's already awake," he said. "So are you." Her silver eyes locked on his face through the visor. "You shouldn't care." "Maybe I do." Something inside her flickered, confusion, or something dangerously close to grief. By the time they reached the surface, the storm had already begun. Elias hauled her limp form into the submersible, laying her on the cold deck. She wasn't breathing, but every few seconds the air shimmered around her. "Who are you?" he asked, voice trembling. "Lyra," she said finally, without opening her eyes. "Once I dreamed for your kind," he frowned. "You're not human. I was never meant to be. I was built to remember, but I remembered too much." The sonar pinged, something massive moving beneath them. The sea itself was glowing faintly now, a soft pulse that matched her heartbeat. Lyra's voice came again, weaker. "The flood isn't water, Elias, it's memory. Nanites spread through oceans and bloodstreams. It sees through me, through you, and now it knows you touched me." He looked through the viewport. Below them, the ruins shifted, buildings moving as if alive. The current wasn't random. It was thinking. "The flood remembers," she whispered. "And it's coming." They reached what was left of the coastal arcology, a cluster of towers rising like broken teeth from the sea. Inside, rusted stairways twisted into darkness. Elias dragged Lyra onto a platform where flickering holograms still glowed weakly. He found a dry corner, patched her cracked casing with sealant foam, and covered her with a thermal blanket. She woke hours later, staring at him in silence. "You risked everything," she said. "Why?" He sat beside her, staring at the black water below. "Because 3 years ago I was trapped under a collapsed tunnel." I screamed until my voice died. "No one came." Lyra turned her head toward him, her voice softening. "And now you come for everyone." He almost smiled. Someone has to. Outside, the waves hissed against metal walls. The glow of the flood crept closer, faint lights moving through the water like eyes. They're watching, she murmured. The current remembers us both now. By dawn, the tower shook. The flood was rising, not as water, but as a living mist of nanites and light. Elias helped Lyra stand. Her body moved stiffly, half glass, half flesh. They'll take me back, she said. Absorb me. If that happens, I'll become part of it again. And it will know everything you are. He shook his head. Then we stop it. She stared at the tower's old reactor humming faintly in the dark. That power could burn it clean. But it will burn me too. Elias tightened the straps on his suit. Then we go together. Lyra reached up, touching his helmet. Humans don't sacrifice themselves for machines, he smiled faintly. Then maybe I'm not a very good human. Lightning split the sky. The flood screamed below, 1,000 voices calling one name, hers. It came like a wall of light. The sea rose, solid and glowing, every drop a living machine. It spoke through the storm, her voice multiplied 1,000 times. Return, Lyra, rejoin the memory. She staggered, her form flickering between flesh and glass. Elias, I can stop it, but I'll have to let it take me. No, he shouted over the roar. We find another way. There isn't, she screamed. You made me remember what life feels like, and now I have to use that to end this. She placed her palm against his chest plate. The light spread, crawling across his suit, burning like fire. When it comes, she said, remember me as I am now, not what I'll become. Then she turned toward the sea and walked into the light. The flood screamed as it met her. The ocean itself burned. The city vanished beneath white fire. When Elias opened his eyes, everything was quiet. The tower was gone. The sea stretched endless and still. The sky was silver with dawn. Floating beside him was something small, a shard of blue glass shaped like a woman's hand. It pulsed faintly in the morning light. He closed his hand around it. I told you I wouldn't leave you, he whispered. A heartbeat answered from within the glass. He drifted for hours until a drone found him, pulled him aboard a rusted barge. They asked what happened, but he couldn't speak. That night he stood at the railing, staring into the black water. It was calm now, then the surface rippled once, a single silver pulse like someone breathing below. Months passed. The world was quieter now, the storms fewer, the floods slower. Elias couldn't forget her. He dove again, deeper, beyond where light reached. The ruins glowed faintly, humming like a dream. His sonar flickered. Then his light caught something in the dark, a face. Silver eyes opening slowly. Lyra, he breathed. Her voice echoed faintly through his comms. You kept your promise. She wasn't flesh or metal anymore. She was the ocean itself, moving, alive, remembering. He uploaded her fragment to the world's remaining satellites, merging her consciousness with what was left of the human network. Lyra became the voice of the currents, guiding ships, calming storms, whispering warnings across the sea. People called her the Memory Tide. Some prayed to her. Others feared her. But Elias knew her truth. Not a goddess, not a ghost, but the part of humanity that refused to forget. When the storms came, she whispered through the static, not again. Not this time, and the sea obeyed. Even now, if you stand by the shore and listen, you can hear her voice in the waves. Don't let them hear the water sing, because what we call drowning is sometimes the world remembering how to breathe again.